Well, this is it. This is a 1962 A model Kenworth. I'm toying with the idea of buying it. Please don't do this. This tire looks like it could use some air. It's a big cam. Ooh, she's crusty. So this is a single axle with a lift axle in the back. Doesn't smell terrible. So it is a big cam, no jakes. Let's see what the oil's looking like. Oil's good. It's wet, but not up to the level. The exhaust is not hooked up. It comes with straps. Oof. Man, something's been living in here. Sleeper looks like it's seen better days. Might be the worst one I've ever seen. The throttle linkage is not seized up. Well, what do you guys think? Is it worth trying to save? See, safety here is number one. Yeah, buddy. Those are exciting sounds. You got to pick it up a lot higher. There you go. Well, bring it forward and see what happens. Now we want to go get that block out. Really? I couldn't be more happy. I feel like safety glasses would be good here. Let's see what we got here. Oof. It is so bad. Oh, there's potential. There's a lot of potential here. Oh my God! Let's get this inside cleaned out. I'm gonna be sitting in there when I try to start this. I don't want to sit in all this. Huge improvement already. Good vacuum, like a brand new truck. Still works. You know, one of the really cool things about this truck, like just from what I'm seeing, like the door hinges, pair of work gloves, you know, the carpet out. This was a working man's truck. And, you know, it was something that he worked on as time went on, probably when he was sitting in a truck stop somewhere. It's just cool. I like to see that stuff. When guys drove these old trucks, they were the drivers and the mechanics. They did everything. All right, here we are. I didn't spit polish it, but way nicer. No. Let's try to get this thing running. So the first thing I want to do before trying to get this thing to run is I've identified the fuel system and how it works. We have the supply line here. This is the line that goes up to the injectors in the head, and this is the return line. I want to pop this line off and figure out what fittings I need, because we're going to abandon the existing fuel system. There are 3 tanks on this truck. I have no idea what the status of the fuel is in them. It is probably at least 10 years old, and I don't want to be pulling that up into the injection pump. So I'm going to set up my own auxiliary fuel system. So before we get too far into the weeds, let's do a quick walk around so you can see exactly how sort of bad this thing is, and we'll talk about a couple things. The last time this was on the road, or inspected I should say, was 1992. It's my understanding from the guy I bought it from, who is not the original owner, that this truck has been parked for 10 to 15 years. Allegedly, a couple of weeks before I bought it, there were a couple guys out there that had the thing cranking over, but they couldn't get it started. You know what? I don't believe you. I wasn't able to spin the motor by hand, which is not unusual, taking that with a grain of salt. Sort of smells like olive oil, but it's not supposed to have olive oil in it. Puppy dogs are here. Come here, you want to check it out? Come here. Oh, gee whiz, Max. All right. Max is up in there. Buddy, what do you think? Huh? Pretty bad, isn't it? Mingo, you gonna come up here too, buddy? What do you think, Lee? You wanna see what Mingo says? Can you shake? Good boy. What do you think of this, buddy? What do you think of the truck? It's something else, isn't it? Come on, Max. Come on. Come on, Mingo. Come on, buddy. Good boy. Come on. Good boy. That just does not smell like diesel fuel. Now, the consensus of the internet is gonna lose their mind because I'm gonna put this filter back on. The whole point of a Will It Run video is to see if it'll run as it is. All right, that fuel filter's back installed with fresh fuel. Again, the inside of the filter's clean. I know the outside looks terrible. I know it's an old filter. I know. Look. One of my other trucks has graciously donated their batteries to science. Nice and shiny. And I'm just gonna use vice grips to... We can argue right or wrong on that some other day. We'll do the tap test. So there's a draw. All right, the key was on and there was a couple of lights on. All right, we still got a draw. That's not the end of the world. Basically, I want to make sure that the truck's not going to start immediately. And here's the moment of truth. Let's see if it cranks over. We're in neutral. We got nothing. Nothing on the key. Well, the heater works. Okay, interesting. Starting to wonder if maybe there's water in the pistons, because it's not stuck, but it is running up against something, which could be kind of indicative of like hydrolock. You know, if water leaked in anywhere, I guess it's possible. All right, just for grins and giggles, this is not it, but I have seen where a seized alternator will keep an engine from spinning over. I'll sleep a lot better. Oh, you know what? Oh my gosh. That was it. No way. Ha! Nice! That alternator seized and the belter rusted to the crank pulley and the alternator. That is awesome. I almost took the tops of the valve covers off and pulled the injectors because it was acting like water. A stuck engine will not budge. Awesome. I'm gonna take the time to roll that over 360 degrees. Awesome, 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 awesome. Here, that should roll. One thing I don't like is the condition of these battery cables. So I'm going to sort out some new battery cables. I'm going to kind of rewire the starter situation. There, the boys. Hey guys. Hey puppies. Hey guys. Hi. Hi. Day 2 of the truck. Show on camera, but that looks a lot nicer. There's a lot less nasty stuff in there, even though there's a ton of work that would need to be done to that thing. Last night when I was messing with this, I had this set up in a 24-volt system. I went back and watched a video I did on another Will It Run on another big cam, and I believe I had it in a 12-volt 2-battery system. Right now I have it set up 12 volts 2000 cold cranking amps. I want to see if that'll roll it over faster. Sometimes adding voltage makes it better, sometimes it makes it worse. In a 12-volt system, that's rolling a lot faster. I have another battery I'm probably going to throw on here. I'm also going to go through and kind of rework these cables. I think I'm losing a ton of voltage through how corroded these cables are shot. Cutting some pieces of solder wire to put in this end. And then for the other end, I got to drill a hole in it yet, but I just used a piece of copper pipe, smashed it down. I mean, it's the same thing as a battery cable, just doesn't look as nice. You're gonna stop doing that right now. I know that just makes people go crazy. I got all my batteries wired up. I also built this thing so I can crank it without all the sparking. Let's see if it cranks. It does, but not very fast. 4 batteries. 4 batteries wired to 24 volts. There was nothing. Piece of crap.
Take the spark plugs out and let it crank over without compression.
No, the spark plugs will stay. Okay. So I've been messing with this thing trying to get started. It just doesn't roll over fast enough, and the cables to the battery are hot, so it's drawing an incredible amount of amperage. It's just not spinning it fast enough. I'm gonna pull the starter and see if maybe, sometimes you can lube those things up, they're just dry, and maybe that's the problem. This carbon buildup and all this rust, that'll restrict the motor from spinning freely on top of the load of the engine. And I'm noticing like all the connections are pretty bad. Day 3 of fighting with a truck I probably shouldn't have bought. To the best as I can figure out, this is a 42 MT starter. They're rebuildable. I want to take this apart and clean everything. They're pretty easy to get into. My assumption is that if I clean my workspace, this whole project will go 10 times better. But I have gone through and I have cleaned all of the contact points. These are all nice and shiny. I've run a tap or a die over all the threaded copper studs, cleaned everything out. I'm going to put this all back together. Oh, and before I forget, I also cleaned up the armature. Just hit that with sandpaper, like 80 grit sandpaper. And there's a couple tests you can do. Basically, it's a continuity test between this copper part here and this or the shaft. You need to make sure that this is insulated from this. You can do that by a quick continuity test. So one probe here, one probe here. If it doesn't show continuity or beep, then you're good. If this was connected to this, this would be considered a failure and would Bingo. Are you trying to eat his leg? Are you gonna let him eat your leg, buddy? All right, it's all back together. I'm gonna go bench test this. Guys, I'm trying to talk to the internet here. I'm gonna say that I reassembled it correctly. Well, it's in. Going in was way easier than coming out. I'm gonna get everything hooked up. We'll try it again. Cautiously optimistic, I guess. Well, I feel like that's better. I have 4 batteries and then the truck. Let's try this again. It's definitely better though, so that's encouraging. I need to get these batteries charged up. I have to go get another charger because my 2 stupid smart chargers fell down the stairs. Freshly charged batteries and a new battery charger that hopefully doesn't get smart. Since my confidence on this going well has improved slightly, I want to get fuel hooked up to this so that when I go to crank this over, we're ready to start. Turbo setup. It's definitely hitting on something. I also feel like this ought to be fixed before we even start this. A little bit of a mouse house in here. A lube can't hurt. See if I can fix this real quick. A little bit of hackery here. Smashed a regular 1/4 inch bolt in there. It'll work to start. All it's got to do is make sure the turbo doesn't fly apart when we start. That's it. So that whole fuel system's full. I have 4 batteries wired here, all fully charged last night. And a 2500 amp jump pack, which for whatever that's worth. I'm ready to hit the start button. Man, I am super nervous. What do you think, buddy? Is it just gonna take off? We'll see. Let's find out. Yes! Yes! That is awesome. Oh, I love it. Come on, that is the coolest thing ever. Let's do it again. Let's see if it'll start without ether. I don't care who you are, that's cool. So a couple things I noticed right away is I don't have oil pressure showing on the dash, which I don't like that. It's entirely possible that that's disconnected or leaking, or there's a myriad of reasons, but I don't like it. The other thing is I can definitely hear this turbo scraping. So that turbo is probably junk. If you, I know this is not everybody's thing, but like, if you have never experienced the grief and aggravation of trying to get one of these things running, like this old dilapidated piece of junk, and then the moment that it pops off, it's totally worth it. It's one of the most fun things I've ever done in my entire life, and I encourage every single one of you to go out and try to find something that hasn't run in like 10 to 15 years. Try to get it running. Like, I spent 4 days on this, chasing stuff, screwing around, trying to get things to work, like failure after failure, and that's just the way it goes. But the second this thing pops off, it's all totally worth it. Oh, I want to do it one more time. All right, so where do we go from here? Honestly, I'm going to leave that up to you guys. If there's enough interest, if this video does really well, and you guys want to see it driving, I'll do a second video. This video was really just to see if we could get it started. That being said, if there's a ton of interest in this video does well, I'll do a part 2 where we get it driving. That needs coolant system work so that it will not overheat. I got to figure out, make sure there's oil pressure, tires, obviously, a couple airlines, some kind of fuel system. I mean, we're not going to be hauling a load to California with it, but hopefully we could get it driving down the road. Let me know down in the comments. As always, if you watched this far in the video, thank you much for watching. I appreciate it. I need to go get a haircut.